Welcome back to Beat the Heat on Sports.
3 consecutive weeks. We're going strong. As long as the schedule holds up, we'll keep going and keep getting these out to you guys.
Yeah, I just want to give you a little disclaimer. If you hear any background noise, we are having to change locations for today.
Yeah.
Just today only, on dad duty.
Yeah, there may be a little Pokemon, Mickey Mouse in the background, something like that.
Spidey and Friends.
Oh, well, Spidey and Friends. It is what it is.
It is what it is. But we are back with another episode on Beat the Heat on Sports.
Yep.
We're going to jump into a little NHL talk about what's going on in the Stanley Cup. We're going to bring back some MLB, some more umpire hate coming this week.
Some hot takes.
Some hot
for
takes.
You guys, yeah.
And then we're going to jump into our intake on the NFL first round.
Some shockers. Some shockers.
Some definite shockers.
I mean, other than 2 or 3 picks either happening or not happening, I mean, I think everything was what everyone thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
Maybe not what we wanted it to be, but it was what everyone thought it was going to be. So we'll see.
Most definitely. And then we'll end the segment with the playoffs of the NBA and then a little GOAT debate.
Yeah, we'll see. Who can bat the loudest?
Who can bat the loudest. But the NHL, the Stars are not doing that good, man.
No, we're down 0-2 to the Vegas Knights. It's not very hopeful to come back either when it's the first round of the Stanley Cup Playoffs, and the last 11 times you've faced this team, you've lost 8 of them. So if you're down 8 of 11 against this team that weren't they the Stanley Cup champions last year?
Yes.
Or the year before too? So yeah, defending champions in the first round. That's not good, especially when the Stars were the number 1 team in the entire, or second in the entire league, but number 1 in their conference.
Number 1 in our hearts.
Yeah, number 1 in the stands, but not number 1 on the field. Apparently.
Well, we do play game 3 on Saturday at 9:30. Late game.
Gosh, I hate how late hockey is because it's in Vegas.
Yeah, late games. But
see if we can get a road win.
Yeah. We need a road win.
Yeah, we need to go on a 4-game win streak against a team that we've never done that against. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. But with some other news that's going on, the Hurricanes beat the Islanders 3-2 to take a 3-0 lead in their series. I think that one's pretty much
sounds like it's done. So same for the Panthers and Lightning. I mean, the Panthers are up 3-0. You know, we don't really know that much about hockey other than we like to see the fights. So, you know, it is what it is. I really hope that the Stars primarily, I mean, they're our hometown team, so, like, we follow them the closest. We hope they can turn it around. They haven't been, like, just horrible and not been able to score. It's just the Knights have just scored better, I guess is what you want to say. I mean, like, we have the best goalie in the league, and he's literally just had those few times where, you know, you're going to let up goals if you're going to attack that much. So we got to do better on defense.
Yeah, for sure. But I mean, I'm gonna stay hopeful. I'm gonna stay. I'm gonna think or hope that the Dallas Stars will pull it out. Obviously, I want them to win the Stanley Cup this year, but we will see on Saturday if that happens. But tonight we have the Rangers and the Capitals. Will the Rangers take a 3-0 lead?
Yeah, probably. I think the Rangers, they're the number 1 team in their conference. Yep. So I see them going all the way to the Stanley Cup. Unless they choke, like the only team I could see them choking against is maybe the Panthers or the Bruins, maybe if they end up having to face them to get to the Stanley Cup. But that's the only team I could see them losing to.
And also we have the Canucks and the Predators. That series is tied 1-1, neck and neck.
Yeah.
6:30 p.m. ice puck or first puck drop. You have the Jets and Avalanche, also series tied 1-1. That game is tonight at 9.
Go and Avalanche, because that just sounds cool.
And the Oilers and the Kings is also a series tied 1-1.
Yeah. I think it's crazy that LA has 2 Kings teams. Like they have the Sacramento. I mean, I guess it's not necessarily LA, but like 2 California Kings.
California is big.
Yeah,
they're big.
They got too much crap going on over there in Cali.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. But let's go ahead and jump into some baseball.
Okay, let's do it.
MLB.
Where you want to start this out at?
I want to start out with our hometown team, the Texas Rangers.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
13-13.
We're now second place in our division.
Yeah, we didn't last too long in first place this year. Last year, I think we were coming back the entire time, and then we had first place, and then we lost it and got like the third seed.
And then it was back and forth.
Yeah,
it was just kind of an up and down. It was a roller coaster.
Yeah,
but,
and we're kind of injury plagued too. We got Jung. I call him Jung because I'll never say Young. I think it's hilarious. We got Josh Jung with a broke wrist. We have Scherzer and DeGrom still coming back from injury. Our bullpen and starting pitchers are doing the same as they did all last year, which is basically nothing. We're just relying on our offense to hit our way out of games, and you can't do that. You need to put up 4 or 5 innings with no runs allowed.
Yeah.
And just coming down the stretch, we just can't finish. And, you can't expect your offense to put up 6 runs every single outing, especially when these other teams do have pitching and they do have their bullpen in check. So we'll get over it. We'll get through it. And once we get some guys back and everyone's healthy, and Bochy's testing up the lineup like crazy right now. I mean, like every day someone is out and someone new is in. We've brought people up from AAA or whatever A it is. I think it's AAA. We've brought people up, and we're testing out the water stream when we do, because he knows how long of the season is. So it's nothing to like panic about now, but we get 30 more games down the road and we're still 500. I'm gonna have some concerns.
Yeah, no, for sure. But I mean, it is good to have Nathaniel Lowe back.
Yeah.
He's batting a 294.
Yeah, it was
the season.
I think it was 310 before yesterday's game.
Yeah,
but he did have a homer in yesterday's game too.
He did score a run. Had an RBI. Marcus Semien 2 for 4 with an RBI. Corey Seager struggled 0 for 3, and so did El Bombi 0 for 4. And it's just, we got to get the bats hot.
Yeah,
I mean, our hitters have to put the ball in play.
Right.
That's just as simple as it gets. I get there's going to be nights where you go 0 for 3, 0 for 4 like last night, but we need to see our hitters at least go 1 for 3.
Yeah.
At least get a hit, get on base, and allow us to have an opportunity to score, because we do have hitters.
Right.
We do have people that can knock the crap out of the ball.
Right.
That can send it 500 feet if they wanted to. We have people that can do the things needed to win baseball games.
Yeah.
We've just got to bring it together.
Yeah, I mean, we're a World Series team. We're minus 3 players like Mitch Garver, Jordan Montgomery, and maybe 1 or 2 others. We are, we're the same team that we were last year pretty much, with adding guys that we thought would do what we needed to do to get us back there, with losing Garver and Montgomery. And so far, like, Michael Lorenzen has been a good pitcher for us. We brought him in to replace Montgomery, and he's done good for us. Walsh is kind of up and down. He was kind of going to take the slugging role of Garver, not the catching role, but he didn't. And so, he's kind of in a slump, and I'm sure he'll get out of that as long as the season goes. But to add on to what you're talking about scoring, and we need people to hit, what I saw the last 3 games is how many guys we've stranded on base. Like, we left 6 or 8 guys yesterday on base, and we had them. I mean, we were in position for easy runs all day long. So, we'll see what they do. We'll see how the lineup changes and how we can get back into it.
Yeah, no, for sure. Andrew Heaney struggling on the mound. Has a 6 ERA starting on the season, 6.26. But he had 7 Ks last night, and so that's good. That's nice to see. Yeah. We just gotta bring the hits and the earned runs down. That's what's killing us.
Allowing a couple runs in the game is not the problem. It's when, like, we get into a situation where the bases are loaded and we only have 1 out, or we have a guy on second and a guy on third, and somebody's up to bat. And so, with the pitching, like, I'm happy with Andrew Heaney getting 7 strikeouts and going 6 innings, and then us trying to finish 7, 8, 9. That happens, but we'll figure it out. We'll get through it, and Bochy will start making more game time decisions once it comes down the stretch when we need wins more and once it's more crucial. So we'll see.
Yeah. So the Athletics beat the Yankees, 3-1 last night. The Brewers 7-5. We start our series tonight versus the Reds, and they just lost 5-0 to the Phillies.
Well, hopefully that's a good thing for us because we could use those wins to be a nice series to sweep and to go into the middle of next week with a three wins right off and no more losses.
That's right. Yeah, and also on another note, the Trastros lost again.
Yeah, the Astros still suck. Just in case anybody was wondering.
Well, I'll give it to the Astros, okay, because we have
they're still in dead last.
We have friends that are Astros fans. I'll give it to you.
They suck
You're
too.
not as bad as the White Sox, sitting at 3-22.
Yeah, that's pretty gosh awful. I mean, I'm pretty sure we could put a high school baseball team together and win more games than that. But we'll see how these teams turn it around. My question to you would be, who do you think is winning each of their divisions?
I want to say obviously the Rangers. Try not to be biased, but I think the Rangers can win the West. I think they're that good of a
team to win their division. And we don't have Shohei anymore to compete with.
Yeah, and I think the Guardians win theirs. I know there's still a lot of baseball left, but I think the Guardians pull it out.
I'm going to take Kansas City in that one.
I think, and look, just because of who's on the team, I think the Yankees could win the East.
Yeah, I think they're definitely a better team to win. Yeah. Baltimore was just on a hot streak last year, the end of last year, and starting this year apparently too.
Yeah. Well, they have Gunnar Henderson. Yeah. I'm not saying they don't have good players, but I mean, when you look at a Yankee stacked team of Giancarlo Stanton, Juan Soto, Aaron Judge, and
they're
Anthony
definitely
Volpe,
some hitters out there.
You have all these people on a team. It's like a super team, basically.
Right.
How are you not winning in your division already?
Yeah, no, they should only have 4 games lost, with how good they're. I think Baltimore, part of their struggle is they brought up Jackson Holiday too. They brought him up and he hasn't been doing anything yet. He's been bad. He did good in spring training, so I mean, he's a prodigy, he's just gonna be that good, but he's going through it right now. He's learning what the league is right now.
He had a 4.046 batting average.
Yeah, I have a better batting average in the MLB, and I haven't played in the MLB.
I'm oh my soul. But going into the National League, I just think the Braves win out the East.
Flat out kill that.
It's going to be a close race between Milwaukee.
Philly has got a chance, though, with against the Braves, but they can't come down at the stretch to me, so I think it still goes Braves.
Yeah, I got you on that one, but with the Central, man, I don't know. The Brewers, the Cubs, it's a close race, to be honest.
Yeah.
But I want to say the Brewers pulled that out.
Yeah, and I could even see, the Reds going on a run, because they have Ellie De La Cruz. I mean, he's a phenomenal player.
Dude's an athlete.
He can, he's the type of guy that, I don't think he's, overly flashy throughout the year, but he has those plays that get the entire team and the fans involved, and just, he's just a boost to your team, he's a good leader in that fact that he's an exciting player to watch. I heard it this week. People were we're going to the Rangers game, but we're not going to see the Rangers. We're going to see Ellie De La Cruz. So I was okay, don't watch the World Series champions. How about you go watch this dude steal bases? All right. Perfect.
I mean, he is the fastest man in baseball.
Definitely. He's definitely worked for it.
But also, on the end of that, if the Dodgers do not win the West,
I'll be very sad if the Dodgers
do not win the West.
Yeah.
Waste.
Yeah, I'm glad we don't have Shohei in our side
in the famous
words
anymore. Of Chandler. Bums.
They bums if they don't pull this out. Shohei, bum, you cheater. He's still betting. He speaks perfect English. He's betting.
It was Ichiro who betted.
Cheapy Wawa.
It was not Shohei Ohtani.
It was Shohei.
He didn't know that money was being stolen. Okay,
it's what he said in Japanese.
He didn't know.
It's what he said in Japanese, but in English, he knew what he was doing.
Look, he doesn't know English that well.
Hey, by the way, there's $16 million out of my bank account, but I never saw it. Was his bank account in English? And that's why he didn't know. He didn't see
translator
no
wasn't
money.
working.
His translator, Google Translate wasn't working. That's so funny. Like, he's got to know, like, there's no one can convince me that he didn't know money is not in your account.
Yeah.
I guess when you have that much money, I guess, like, you're not worried about it, but still.
Yeah. I mean, well, yeah. My wife realizes when I spend $3 on an energy drink at the gas station.
If I go buy breakfast for like $4, my wife's like blowing my phone up, like, why'd you spend money? Why'd you spend money, and why didn't you bring me any? Like, well, honey, I'm on my way to work, and I can't turn around 30 minutes.
I can't do a U-turn in the middle of traffic.
Yeah, I'm going to drive back 30 minutes and then be an hour late to work. But I should have brought you breakfast. I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Yeah. My bad.
Next time.
Yeah.
Next time. But continuing in on the MLB, umpires, they're still getting hate.
They still suck.
My gosh. Hunter Wendelstedt.
That's a great name.
Yeah, I butchered that. Wendelstedt. Yeah. On Aaron Boone's ejection.
Yeah.
The Yankees the other day.
That was so bad.
It was embarrassing.
So bad.
Over a fan.
Yeah.
And I get it. The manager or the coach of the team is in charge of his team, but if he doesn't say a word.
Right.
If he doesn't say a word.
Right.
So, he doesn't even do anything. And you eject him from the game.
Yeah.
You are using your power too much.
Yeah, it was a premeditated ejection, because I read an article saying that Boone or somebody in their dugout had been jawing, and so he had already said, like, hey, no more, like, I'm done with it. And then that fan, dude, honestly, I hope the fan wasn't even a Yankees fan. I think he was just saying stuff, like,
I think he was
trying to get Boone ejected, maybe.
I think he was. No, I think he was.
He was a Yankees fan, or wasn't?
He was, because of the calls that he was making for the Pirates.
Yeah.
Was it? For the Pirates.
Okay.
I believe that's what he was jawing at, because it wasn't going, or he wasn't consistent.
Okay.
And so he started jawing, but apparently, this is what Brian Hotch said on Twitter. Apparently what he said was there was a fan right above the dugout.
Yeah.
This isn't my first ejection. In the entirety of my career, I have never ejected a player or a manager for something a fan has said.
Well, it was clearly the fan.
Exactly. I understand that it's going to be a part of a story or something like that, because that's what Aaron was portraying. I heard something come from the far end of the dugout. Had nothing to do with this area, or his area, sorry, but he's the manager of the Yankees, so he's the one that had to go.
And so I can play devil's advocate for the ref, because, like, from what I understand, they had already warned them, like, hey, no more, like, stop. Like, he told Boone or someone, like, stop jawing about it. And then I guess somebody from the end of the dugout, what the guy said something. But, like, also the video we have doesn't show the end of the dugout. It doesn't show you that either. So
the video doesn't show anything.
It just shows that
the fan
and Boone. But he points directly at Boone and goes, "You're out," and doesn't give an explanation. Like, I feel like you just can't do that. Like, I feel like it has to go to a replay or something too, something like that.
But the thing is if it does have to do at the end of the dugout, then why doesn't the umpire bring Boone out and talk to him about, hey, you better calm your dugout. You better have them stop talking, which they're going to yap.
Yeah.
They're going to yap.
Yeah.
Okay? But
they're grown men,
bring them out and have a civil conversation.
Or throw that guy. I don't know why it has to be the manager for just standing there doing his job, Like, I've seen them throw out players plenty of times,
Yeah.
Not just the manager. Like, they'll throw out an assistant coach or something for what they do.
This isn't my first. In the entirety of my career, I've never ejected a player or manager for something a fan has said.
Yeah.
Stop.
Yeah.
Stop.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
You are seeing, darn well, you are seeing everything else that's going around the league upon umpires, and you want to use your power to do something to change the moral of the game.
Yeah, this ump is probably the same dude that said Shohei wasn't betting. He's probably the same one that came to that. That's just where I'm going to go with that.
Umpires, you got to get your game together.
Right.
You control the game. I get that. You have power over the game. I get that. But when you use your power...
They're like the Thanos of the baseball field.
But when you use your power to a higher to a way higher degree when it's not needed to be used at that moment. You're changing the outlook of the game, and you're losing people's momentum, our team's momentums.
It's like
because
so
you're not
outrageous.
Consistent. You're making calls that aren't needed to be made, and then you're just making yourself look like a buffoon.
Yeah, and did you see what Max Scherzer said? Max Scherzer was like, "There's got to be like the lowest 10% have to be sent to the minor leagues. Like that needs to be like the punishment is like you're sent through the minor leagues, and I would say the top 10% of the minor leagues umps, you start rotating into MLB games. You know what I mean? Like if you're the lowest 10% of the MLB, then you should be the top 10% of like AAA or the minors, and so they should be rotating their jobs. Like until you can get your percentage high enough, then you should be rotated in and out with somebody that's trying to advance their career, that's doing their job right. You know what I mean?
These are supposed to be the best of the best umpires.
Right.
You're in the majors.
I can make an exception for like 3 to 4 balls or strikes a game.
You're human. You're going to make mistakes.
But when you're seeing 100, like closer to 200 pitches a game, and you're calling 25 or 30 wrong, like that's outrageous.
It's terrible.
Like I bring back to this because it's so simple. Like it mind boggles me. Like if me and you go into our job every day and we don't compete, or like we're in a sales role and we don't sell what we're supposed to every day, how do we expect to have a job?
Yeah.
Right? Like that makes no sense to me. So like how do these umpires go in and not do their job every day and still stay employed? Like I guess I need to be an umpire because they make a crap ton of money and they can't even do their job right.
I mean, look, I get we had JoJo on the podcast just last week, and we were talking about the MLB and stuff. Yeah. But man, I firmly stand this. People could disagree with me and anything. I'm not. I really think that we in the near future we will see robotic umps behind the plate.
Yeah, I mean it's not what you want the game to go to either, like because it kind of makes baseball like a little bit more boring, you know. Like you need the umps. Like I want the human factor of baseball to still be a thing. We wouldn't have anything to argue about if we didn't have.
I know. It's like half my money, half my ticket sale.
I know goes to the umpire.
Goes to the umpire so that I can yell at them.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, it's just crazy. I hope they find some common ground. Like maybe the MLB Players Association needs to get involved and like start demanding that stuff happens. But like they've got to come to a conclusion where there's got to be some new challenges. There's got to be some penalties or some type of punishment for not doing your job right.
Yeah. Like
start writing these fools up and giving them freaking fines or something. So we'll see what happens.
But on another note on the MLB blames Nike for new, cheaper-looking sweat-showing see-through jerseys.
Yeah, I would too. Nike, you fumbled the bag on this. This is a straight-up slave work. It's just so bad. Like it literally looks like they're working children in factories in China way too hard on these because they're just horrible quality.
When you have a dude sliding into second base and his pant leg rips.
Yeah, I mean, like 2 times. Like people's jerseys are coming apart. It's just ripping. Trash. Like they wanted to go with like the nice dry fit, like make it more comfortable, lighter to wear. But the problem with that is like they sacrificed quality. The stitching's not as good. There's more manufacturing issues. Like the jerseys, you can see everybody's junk through the jersey.
It ain't like they ain't gonna get paid.
Right.
The MLB is bringing in billions of dollars. You know darn well you're gonna get paid for the jerseys that these players wear.
But let's talk about like fans. It's the same quality as a fan's jersey now. Like that used to never be a thing. Like now
it's a Fanatics jersey.
It's a Fanatics jersey is what it is. You know, it's just a Nike dry fit jersey basically, and it's $185 for a jersey.
It's stupid.
Like there's nothing that separates fan jerseys to team jerseys now. Pretty much it's the same crappy quality.
Nike said in a statement to The Athletic, as part of this significant transition, Nike will continue to explore necessary adjustments to certain elements of the new uniforms to meet the needs of MLB clubs and players.
Right, they have to. I mean, they have to put a statement out saying, like, we want to improve the jerseys. Like, they can't just go the whole season with everybody's clothes ripping and having a problem. But, like, Also, manufacturing new jerseys and building new designs, like that still takes a long time. Like a long time that's not going to happen this season. Like I guarantee they have these jerseys for the rest of the season, and I don't see it changing this year. Like maybe next year they'll have something, but like you think about like manufacturing and stuff, like it's going to take months to manufacture new jerseys, plus all of the jerseys they have in circulation for fans. Like they're going to sell all that through, or almost all that through, before they switch to new jerseys.
What was wrong with the old jerseys?
Yeah, see, I didn't have a problem. I thought they were fine.
I thought the numbering was big enough you could see numbers.
Yeah,
the
now
names,
it's weird too.
Well, they're smaller.
Yeah,
the last name's smaller. The numbers are smaller. It's like, why?
Yeah,
what was
stupid.
The point?
Yeah,
the old baseball jerseys felt and looked like baseball jerseys.
And I think it comes down to like Nike wanting more money. Like Nike's just going to make more money off of these jerseys because they're probably charging a little bit more. They're probably like, oh, these are new revolutionary jerseys. You know, like these are so nice, but like, dude, it's honestly a crappier quality, and they're probably paying a little bit more for the jerseys.
Yeah. But on another note, off of jerseys, Trevor Bauer dealing.
Yeah. Yeah, he's probably the best white guy in the league, in the Mexican league, that is, because nobody will let him back in the MLB.
His final stat line of his last game: 6 innings pitched, 0 hits, 0 runs, 14 Ks.
Yeah. Trevor's kind of dealing, and I honestly can't say like how good the Mexican league that he's in is compared to the MLB. So like he could be like.
Oh, he's probably playing bums.
Yeah, he could be playing bums, right? But at the same time, he's still Trevor Bauer. He's still, like, look at how fast he's throwing. Yeah. He's got 6 or 7 years left in the MLB if they ever gets back up. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you look at, like, guys like Randy Johnson, Nolan Ryan, like, they threw forever. And I see Trevor Bauer being a guy that could kind of do that. Like, he doesn't have any crazy injuries to me. He's always like stuck very big to like his training, how he throws. Like his first 2 days after like pitching, because like, you know, his pitching rotations, like he pitches 1 out of every 4 days or something. Like his first or second day back, like he doesn't even throw actual pitches because he's like, I don't want to get myself messed up. He's like, the first 2 days back, like I just do soft toss and I just work on throwing the ball straight. And that's all I do for the first 2 days. Well, like, it's just crazy.
The statement came out that it's all fake.
Right.
That it's all false. The allegations are false.
Yeah,
why is he not in the league?
Exactly. Like,
why is he not signed?
There's no reason that he shouldn't be in the league, and he shouldn't be doing everything that he's doing in the Mexican league right now. Like, he's just that good. So
he's so good.
It's crazy that everyone has this ban on him. Like, I just wish like a GM would release a statement on why they won't touch him. You know, like there's just no I don't know what to say. Like, there's no info or anything from any team's media coming out about him. Like, everyone's just like, we're just not going to talk about it. We're just going to act like he doesn't exist. You know?
I don't understand. You're wasting amazing talent that could be in the league.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, just being real. You're wasting a star.
Right.
A star.
Right.
And you're allowing him to play in yes, he's playing in a league. Yes, he's able to play baseball.
Right.
But you're wasting a star's talent.
Right.
By not putting him in the majors.
It's so different from like someone that's never played in the league and everyone just like sees him on YouTube. Like you talk about like destroying or something, like he never kicked in the NFL, so that's why no NFL team is ever going to offer it to him. It's because nobody's ever seen what he can do in an NFL setting. But we're talking about Trevor Bauer, who dealt the ball when he was in the MLB. Like he was pretty darn good in the MLB, and he's pretty ruthless too. And so now you have like, we all know what he can do. He's proving what he can do, and nobody's doing it. So we'll see what happens. You know, I hope for somehow he gets back in. Maybe by the trade deadline, somebody's like, we'll just pick him up and see what happens. Like, even put him on a minor league team and see how well he does, and then we'll just see where it goes from there. But I don't know.
We'll see. Will Trevor Bauer be in the league soon? I don't know. The MLB is kind of retarded by not putting him in the league. But
yeah, it's kind of stupid.
But we're going to take just a quick break real quick, and then when we get back, we're going to talk about the first round of the NFL draft.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
episode 14. We're going to jump right into the NFL draft. The first round was last night.
Yeah.
14 offensive picks.
Yeah, so crazy thing. First time it's ever happened in NFL history. 14 offensive picks before someone finally took a defensive player, and I think that was the Colts that took a defensive player.
First defensive player
pick.
It was the Colts. Leatu.
Yeah, we're definitely
UCLA.
Racist with how we pronounce some of these things. Like, we've got to be messing some of this up. But it is what it is.
Last night.
Everybody needs to name your kids Steven, apparently, if you want us to pronounce it right. But good on some of these dudes. Like, some of these picks were crazy, and then there was a lot that was like, all right, yeah, okay, cool.
I mean, we saw Caleb Williams go number 1.
Yeah, it was stupid,
Sadly,
though. I'm so sad that he went number 1.
I didn't want him going number 1.
No, honestly, I feel like Jaden Daniels was a better first-round pick, first pick, just because he's not Caleb Williams.
Yeah.
Just because, I have a ick against Caleb Williams. I can't stand him. I can't stand, how he acts and kind of, just what he did to OU and stuff too, so that kind of threw me out on him. But I mean, he is what he is. He's a Heisman winner. I feel like he could have won a Heisman at OU too. Like, he was a candidate. I think he got second or third when he was at OU.
He was mad about Spencer Rattler getting first,
right,
the starting position.
Right, yeah, and I mean, honestly, Spencer Rattler did what he needed to do in camp, and Caleb Williams didn't. So it's not like it was like a, oh, we're doing this to hurt your feelings thing. It was like, you didn't perform in training,
yeah,
and so this is what we're going to go. And we saw it worked itself out, and Caleb eventually did become the starter, and he did great the rest of the season. So, it is what it is. But, I mean, you can't be butthurt about yourself not performing. So
yeah. So Jaden Daniels does go to the Washington Commanders, has a good receiving core with Terry McLaurin.
Yeah.
Jahan Dotson. They've got some good receivers now. Are they amazing? No, but
right.
I mean, maybe he can do some good.
Yeah.
Drake May going to the Patriots.
Yeah, we had
that was crazy to me because I figured JJ McCarthy.
6 QBs the first 12 picks.
Yeah. I thought JJ McCarthy was going to go to the Patriots.
Yeah. Well, I didn't think it was going to be JJ. I honestly was hoping that the Patriots would have took Marvis Harrison Jr. and then just try to figure out the quarterback with some free agents or something. Yeah. I feel like there's still some good quarterbacks out there that someone can get. But, it is what it is. They wanted a quarterback. They want a guy that can be like their next Tom Brady, even though they don't have Belichick anymore. And that's the reason Tom Brady was Tom Brady's because of Belichick. But
yeah,
we'll see what happens. I question his size. I question his capability only playing at North Carolina. So we'll see.
Yeah, Marvin Harrison Jr. goes to the Cards.
I really don't have any opinion on him because I just think he's an NFL ready wide receiver. I think he'll be great. I think he'll be like a CeeDee Lamb in the league, but a little bit bigger. And so I think he'll be great.
There was a meme out there that said that was talking about Marvin Harrison Jr. is yelling, "Kyler, I'm open!" And then there was a video of Kyler not Kyler, but this little dude, this little midget was just like,
dude. I mean, I think with them losing Marquise Brown, the Cardinals don't have Larry Fitzgerald or anything like that. He's gonna be that guy now, and I think Kyler's a good passer. Kyler can throw the ball deep, even though he's short. I mean, I think it'll just work out good for them. Marvin Harrison usually just finds a way to get open. Kyler usually just finds a way to scramble, and so I think it'll work out good. And Marvin Harrison is a good blocker for a wide receiver, and the play will be drawn to him immediately. So if Kyler does run, he's going to have that good blocking from Harrison too.
Yeah. Kirk Cousins. Visibly frustrated, or not visibly, but verbally frustrated, or just frustrated in general about the Falcons paying him $180 million, $180 million contract, and then signing or drafting Michael Penix Jr.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, I guess you can have a little bit of frustration, but at the same time, you're making $180 million to play football. So you kind of get over it really quick. It's kind of like one of those okay, I had no idea. This is a shocker to me. And then they do it, and you're like, I mean, like, that doesn't really necessarily make me happy. Like, I would have rather had a lineman or maybe another wideout to help me. Like, they definitely could have took Rome, Adunze, or they could have taken any offensive tackle.
Well,
Brock Bowers would have been a good.
They got TJ Hawkinson.
Yeah, but Hawkinson is not that great.
But the thing is, like,
Xavier Worthy would have been a good pick for them.
Would have been a great pick. I would have not minded the Falcons or Bijan Robinson and Xavier Worthy teaming up again.
Yeah.
But Kirk, you got hurt last year.
Yeah.
You're getting older.
He's already rehabbed, though. He's already back.
I get that. But
he's not a runner, too, so it's not going to matter that much.
He's getting older.
Yeah.
You're not going to be in the league forever.
Yeah, but
I feel like got 4 more years.
The front office usually, they just pulled an Aaron Rodgers on. The Aaron Rodgers, Jordan loved him. You know, they brought in a guy that, like, hey, if you don't perform for one season, we'll probably trade you.
Maybe. I mean, either that or Kirk, look at it this way.
$180 million is a lot of money to just part ways with.
Be a good mentor to him.
Yeah.
Get him acclimated into the league.
Yeah,
what did Aaron Rodgers do with Jordan Love? He was a mentor to Jordan Love.
Yeah.
Now look at Jordan Love. Led the Packers to a playoffs that no one really expected would happen.
Well, they
thought
played
Aaron
the
Rodgers,
Cowboys, so it's kind of given to them.
I mean, yeah, I get that. The Cowboys choke every time in the playoffs, but Jordan Love, I'm going to be real. At the beginning of the season, I didn't think the Packers were going to be anything without their star quarterback, Aaron Rodgers.
Right.
I didn't think they were going to do anything without Devontae Adams being there, without all their stars being there. Then Jordan Love comes in and just dominates throughout the season.
Yeah.
And then look at that. So, Kirk, be a good mentor to Michael Penix.
Right.
Be that guy so that when you retire, you leave your team, whatever you're at, if you retire a Falcon, you're leaving your team in good hands with Michael Penix because you've done everything that you can to help develop.
Yeah, and I think Kirk Cousins will. I think it wasn't. I think more of frustration was coming out from his team when it was more of like shock. You know, like no one expected that. Like everyone expected, oh my gosh, we have Kirk Cousins. Like, sure, he's not always been the best down the playoff stretch. Like, I mean, he struggled to win in the playoffs, but like, he definitely performs in the regular season. We can at least get to the playoffs, and hopefully, like, if we get a wide receiver or some offensive tackles or a tight end like Brock Bowers, then like maybe that'll propel us to having what we need to get there. And they went the opposite direction. So, you know, that's where the shock and maybe some frustration came out. But, you know, it is what it is at the end of the day. And there's still plenty of draft left of maybe finding a guy that can fill some of those roles that slip through the cracks.
You're not wrong. Brock Bowers.
Yeah,
did not look great player. Did not look too happy that the Oakland Raiders selected him.
Yeah,
or the
I'm
Las
pretty
Vegas
sure
Raiders. Sorry,
a trade
Las
should be
Vegas.
requested.
He did not look happy.
He should request a trade.
I think I'm gonna be when they showed him on camera, he looked like his dog just died.
Yeah,
and then I feel like the people on camera were like, "Hey, bro, we need you to smile."
Hey, by the way, you have to be happy because we're gonna pay a couple million to be on a dog crap team.
You got to smile, Brock.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Hey, what about his grandma? What about the grandma?
Oh, dude, the grandma of who was it?
Who was it? She looked like she
Troy. I think. It's Troy Fontanu.
Yeah,
Fontanu, the Hawaiian lady.
Said, "I'm not moving to Pittsburgh."
His grandmother looked like Pittsburgh was the worst place in the world, which it probably is. There's a lot of crime rate there, but. She's
gonna get a mansion.
He was crying and he was like, "Oh my goodness!" Like I got drafted. He was excited. Grandma, not so much.
Yeah.
Grandma was like,
"I'm over it. I'm out."
Yep.
Bo Nix.
You move. I'm not. Bo Nix.
Let's ride. Broncos country. Let's ride. We're back with Bo Nix. We're gonna get rid of Zach Wilson, and we won't have to worry about it. Earlier in this week, I thought. If we have Zach Wilson, and then we decide we're not going to try and get a quarterback, kill me.
Look,
I said Zach Wilson. I sent the text.
Zach Wilson will be your starting quarterback, and Zach Wilson will crumble.
Bo Nix will be our starting quarterback. The only way I would have been okay with not drafting Bo Nix, which we all knew Bo Nix was going to be a Bronco. The only way I would have been okay with not drafting Bo Nix was if we went with Brock Bowers or we took another wideout. Like Xavier Worthy would have been a good option for us. Or if we went like maybe Adonai Mitchell, but we already have Cortland Sutton, and so
Cortland Sutton he can't do it all.
Yeah, but still,
he needs backup.
Yeah, but we
What's
also need
going to happen?
Yeah, but you know how Cortland Sutton gets the ball? If we have a quarterback that throws the ball.
Well, you know what?
And Zach Wilson only likes older women. All right,
Look,
he don't like throwing the ball.
You put a female in the stands, and he may go crazy.
We're going to put a woman at wideout so that she can get the ball.
I mean,
what happened to Texas? All right, you got Byron Murphy.
Byron Murphy.
Xavier Worthy went off.
Pick in the NFL. With your 16th pick in your 2024 NFL draft, the Seattle Seahawks select
your mom,
Byron Murphy the second.
Yeah,
the GOAT.
Yeah. You had one player.
Dude, he's going to go crazy. He's going to go crazy. I guarantee it. Byron Murphy will make an impact on the Seattle Seahawks, and you're going to see a significant defense boost because Byron Murphy can and will get to the quarterback almost every down he plays.
Except for if they play the Cowboys, because they have Tyler Guyton from OU, and he's a stud.
I don't care. Byron Murphy will say, "Look at here, son. I'm getting Dak Prescott."
Well, everybody gets Dak Prescott because Dak Prescott finds a way to screw things up.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. But,
so we'll see.
But Byron Murphy, a dog. I'm so happy that Byron got drafted. I'm excited that Xavier Worthy got drafted. Yeah. However, I wish it wasn't to the Kansas City Chiefs. Will you get a ring? More than likely, and I'll be excited for you because hey, hook them,
dude.
But
they needed Xavier Worthy too.
Look, just don't get in cars.
Don't hang out with Rasheed. Just don't go to Texas with Rasheed. Just stay away from Rasheed. Don't get in his Lambo, and you'll live to see another day. Is he going to jail for that, or he just have to pay a fine?
I think it was just a fine.
Imagine committing crimes, but being like, "Nah, I'm in the NFL," and everyone was, "Oh, okay, it's all right. Don't worry about it." Oh, you threw your wife on a bed of guns? Oh, don't worry about it. Damn it, we're not going to suspend you.
You know what? Just pay a $25,000 fine, and we'll just take
cash. We'll take cash. You don't even have to write a check.
No, we only take cash, no credit cards.
Put it on my Amex, bro.
Don't Venmo, don't Cash App, don't nothing.
We take PayPal
cold,
only.
Hard cash.
Yeah, for real. Oh, crypto only, sir. Actually,
non-traceable bills. All right.
From Mexico.
I was honestly, I was kind of surprised.
Yeah.
The Eagles did not select a Georgia Bulldog. They selected a cornerback, a stud cornerback from Toledo.
Needed. That's what they needed. Their defense is horrible.
Yes. I'm not saying their pick was bad.
They have figured out their offense.
It just wasn't a Bulldog.
They re-signed Devontae Smith. They re-signed A.J. Brown. And obviously they have Hurts. So they're good there. They'll figure out the running back situation. They're obviously a passing team anyways. So their running back situation wasn't as bad to them. They got the tush push.
They're not banning it.
So they got the tush push, but they also don't have Jason Kelce anymore.
The star of the tush push.
Literally the reason the tush push works.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
Jason Kelce's a dog. So Jason Kelce makes that play. Yeah. He is the play.
Yeah. Literally, it's literally built around his butt cheeks.
Try to tush push without Jason Kelce there, and I guarantee you're going to lose yards or Jalen Hurts is going to end up in the hospital.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens with that. But
Cowboys picked the worst pick ever again.
I mean, that's a great player. Is that necessarily what I think that they should have gone the route with?
Nah, he's a terrible player.
Boomer Sooner, baby.
Yeah, he sucks.
No, he's a great offensive tackle.
Look,
maybe the best OT in the draft behind Joe Alt. Behind Joe Alt, he's the best offensive tackle.
Oklahoma doesn't even know how to play football.
You don't know how to play football. You always get hurt. What are you talking about? Look, Oklahoma is a perfectly good team, and he is a perfectly good player. He will be a stud. He will be a stud for them. The only thing is, why are you taking offensive tackles when you need everything else besides offensive tackles?
Look. I'll give you this.
You need a quarterback. You need a run. They needed a running back.
Dude, we needed a freaking running back. And I get there's second and third round are happening tonight. Mm-hmm. We're filming this on Friday, so obviously we're talking about Friday night, Saturday. There's going to be 4 and 5, and everything else is going to come out. And there's going to be plenty of time to get a running back. Right. I get that. There's a lot of stud running backs in the league, but if we do not draft a running back and we're relying the ball on Deuce Vaughn and Royce Freeman, we're screwed.
Yeah. So Jonathan Brooks is probably the best running back. Then I would say Blake Corum is probably the next. Audric Estime's pretty good. He's not ranked the number 1, but he was very good.
I want Jonathan Brooks on the Cowboys.
Dude,
not just for I'm not trying to look. I love JB on the Cowboys is a great fit.
Yeah,
he's elusive. He's a good power back. He can run through people. Now, I mean, it's going to stink when the Cowboys play the Seahawks. When that happens, and Byron Murphy shuts down Jonathan Brooks, but it'll be man. I just hope the Cowboys actually pick somebody that we actually need. Now, it was smart. I will say it was smart for the Cowboys to go and get more draft picks.
Yeah,
trading their 24th pick to get the swap from 24 to 29, and then adding on top of that more draft picks for the future. That was smart.
Right.
Good job, Jerry. Out of your scribble pad, you made sense for once in your life. But
yeah, because I think they decided like we want an offensive tackle, and they knew that there's several good offensive tackle. Like, it was an offensive tackle heavy draft. It wasn't like they were rare to come by this year in the draft, and so they were like, okay, fine, we'll just trade down and we'll get some more picks because we're not very good at doing the draft or the off season or the regular season, apparently. So they're like, well, we can just do this. And so for once, I do think they kind of got it right. If they think that like they absolutely have to have an offensive tackle, then they did a great job, in my opinion.
Yeah. So a lot more in the draft to come.
Yeah.
Stay tuned. We will be bringing that live to you, or not live.
No,
I wish it was live.
No,
I wish it was live, but we will be bringing that to you, our insight on the draft later on. But let's jump into our last segment, the NBA. What is going on in the playoffs?
Yeah.
You have the Mavericks that have tied the Clippers 1-1. That's all they needed. They just needed one win under their belt. We're now back in Dallas for the next 2 games. Let's go up 3-1.
Yeah. Have some close family friends that will be at the game tonight, so we might get some insight on what everything's looking like. Kawhi questionable, so we'll see what happens. I think you guys will be getting this a day after the game, so you'll know the result. But I mean, Kawhi's questionable. So is Daniel Gafford for us, though. So we might lose a little bit of big. But, it's not like he's performed crazy in the games. He's still getting his blocks. But, I'd rather have him healthy for later stretch and scratch him tonight, or just restrict his minutes tonight. He's having muscle spasms. So we'll see what happens with that. I think the Mavs are poised to win the next 2 games after this. And I think they've kind of figured out what they need to do. They need to rely heavily on playing defense and let their offense roll when it needs to. And so that's what they did the last game, and shots fell in the second half to close it out. And so I think that's what they're going to try and do this time.
Yeah, for sure. And then you have the Bucks and Pacers series tied 1-1. That's a pretty close series.
I hope the Pacers win, just because
Pacers have a solid chance. They're the next 2 games in Indianapolis.
Yeah.
So they have a chance. A home crowd.
I just like Tyrese Halliburton and his 6 voices.
He's a stud.
So we'll see what he does.
We'll see what he does. So, Timberwolves up 2-0 on the Suns.
Yeah, that series
Suns
is
are
over.
not looking so good
Kevin
at all.
Durant is a bum.
He's getting old.
Yeah, he's getting old. Devin Booker's dad owns him, and he's not letting him play very much. So
pretty upset. But the Cavs are on a 2-1 lead on the Magic.
Yeah, that should be.
I'm gonna be real. I think the Cavs they got the lead. I don't think the Magic come back out.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna come back in. I don't think it's gonna change. I think like I said this. You picked the Magic. You picked the Magic to start, but like the Cavs are just like that team. Like the Mavs had trouble against them this year. I mean, and they just look like a team that gets hot and stays hot and rolls pretty well. So I don't think we'll see them in the finals or anything. I think the Celtics would beat them out if they play them, but I definitely think that the Cavs are still a team to be reckoned with, and they're young. They're pretty darn young. So they have plenty of growth in the offseason too, if they want to bring in a couple veterans that can help lead the team a little bit more.
I mean, you have Donovan Mitchell dropping 26 and Paolo Banchero averaging 22. So it could go either way. Yeah, it could go either way. But I think the Cleveland Cavaliers pull out this series.
I think the Magic are still a little too young with their team. I think that the Cavs are a slightly older but still young team, and so I just think like their expertise and Donovan Mitchell just carry them to a win.
Yeah, the OKC Thunder up 2-0 on the Pelicans. That series is over. I think that's going to be a sweep.
Yeah, that
I
game
think that's gonna be sweet. I know they're in New Orleans. Now. You got the Thunder on the road.
Yeah,
but every game, the Thunder are doing anything they want.
Zion is injury plagued, man. Zion has become a bust, in my opinion.
Yeah, he's hurt way too much. It stinks because he's such a good player.
Everybody in the league is such a baby. I want to get the muscle spasm. Oh, I went down my ankle. It kind of hurts. Dude, it's the playoffs. It's the end of the year. Unless you have something broken or torn, you should be out there playing every game and getting over it. I don't care. I don't care if you score 9 points. If you go 6 for 20, I don't really care. You should be out there playing defense and helping your team. You're Zion Williams. Dude, you're the biggest, fattest guy on the court. At least you can block somebody.
Yeah. I mean, he is athletic. He can be a really good player when he is healthy.
Yeah.
But, I mean, injuries got him. It's hurting the team.
It's hurting the team.
The Pelicans, these 2 games have scored 92 points.
Yeah.
The first game, they scored 92. It was 94-92.
Yeah.
Second game, 124-92. Well, they scored 92 again tonight.
We'll see. I think there's definitely a chance. Apparently, OKC is betting the money line on it being 92 or lower points, and so they are playing that defense.
No, for sure. The Celtics and Heat upset the Celtics yesterday.
Yeah, I'm glad.
A series is tied 1-1.
Please, Heat. Please win. If the
Heat pull it out, that would be insane.
Timothy Butler.
I mean, do they have a chance? Yes. Will they? Probably not.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
We'll see how that goes.
I think it's like a conference finals rematch right there, Heat and Celtics. So
yeah, no, for sure. I mean, I'm gonna be real, if the Heat do pull it out, and they beat the Celtics, there's gonna be a lot of people that they're betting because their parlays were betting on the Boston Celtics to win the finals this year.
Right.
Gonna be a lot of busts.
Yeah, I think the Heat can do it. Like, I think they're that good of a team. The Heat just, they got to get hot. They got to go on their streak and their runs, and I think that's where they're trying to get back to right now. So we'll see what they do.
Bam Adebayo has to be a dominant player. Then you have to have Jimmy Butler. He has to be playing and healthy, and he has to just be going crazy. And then you just got to shut down.
Right.
You got to shut down Jason Tatum, and you've got to shut down Jaylen Brown. You shut down those players, you have a really solid chance. But more likely, you've got to shut down Jason Tatum. If you shut down Jason Tatum and you hold him to... Now, look, Jason Tatum's good. He's going to score his points. He's going to get his numbers. But if you hold him to maybe 10 points, maybe 13 points... You've got a solid chance of winning that game.
Yeah, that gives you're poised to win after
you're
that.
Screwed.
Yeah. Now, this is a series that could go either way. Nuggets versus Lakers. Lakers are really in it. They're only down 3 games to nothing. So you think they can come back and win this one?
Look, if he's the GOAT, you better make something happen.
No. I'm telling you right now, this series is over. It'll be over tomorrow night, Saturday, about 7:30 or 8 p.m. They're going to play, and the Nuggets are just going to keep doing what they do, and the Lakers are keep doing what they do, which is losing. And we will say goodbye to Bron, and then his son will get drafted, and Bron will leave the Lakers.
Dude.
That's what's going to happen. I'm telling you right now. Anthony Davis will finally die somehow.
I'm holding back so much right now.
Yeah,
that is going to be for another episode.
Yeah,
I cannot wait till that episode comes out. It's going to be
the Lakers are washed.
But Anthony Davis stating out he is the best defensive player in the league,
and that the league is against him on winning.
The league is against him winning defensive player of the year.
Don't show that.
And Nikola Jokic is throwing you around like a rag doll and doing whatever he wants to you, like a redheaded stepchild. And it's just like, I don't know what's going on. Like, you so-called say you're the best defensive player in the league, but yet you're flopping for a foul, trying to get a foul. You're crying about anything, and regardless, it doesn't even matter about that. You're getting scored on like nobody's business.
Yeah, and so there's really not much to be said about Anthony Davis and what he does in the playoffs because he doesn't really do anything in the playoffs. And he doesn't really do that much in the regular season either, except for get hurt. And
I'm surprised all he does not is
complain about everything. I know. I thought he was going to be hurt for this. I thought he would find some way. He'd probably find some way to get hurt tonight so that he doesn't have to take the blame for his defensive faults.
Guaranteed. guarantee you, the Nuggets sweep the Lakers.
Yeah.
Okay, I already see that happening.
Yeah, and Anthony Clemsy's injured the entire time or something.
Anthony Davis and a few other players. I'm not going to name his name because
he's not good.
I guarantee you there are at least 2 or more players that come out and say, well, I was injured that series and I was playing through an injury and that's why what was going on.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I mean, we all know it's going to be a sweep. That's what it's going to be. You know, it's not like the other team is very good. The Lakers aren't very good. The Nuggets might repeat, you know.
I don't know. That'll be an interesting view on the Nuggets.
Yeah.
I mean, they are good. Do not take me wrong. Jamal Murray, Nikola Jokic, they're really good players. But I don't know. I feel like there's teams this year that will give them a run for their money.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope
especially the Mavericks.
The Mavericks definitely can. We have to beat the Clippers, and then we would have to beat OKC to face the Nuggets.
OKC is going to be a really tough team.
But basically it would be the Nuggets and Timberwolves to get to the Western Conference Finals, right? I think it's Western End. Yep. So then it would be if the Mavs win and OKC's going to win.
Yeah.
Then it would be Mavs versus OKC, which is an I-35 battle from back in the day, which is what everyone wants to see. So
all you got to do is go on Chet Holmgren and he go.
Yeah, I mean,
broken.
Yeah, there was I like the Thunder. I really do like their team. I think they're great young group. I'm just a bigger Mavs fan, so I'm definitely not rooting for them. But you know, like if they do beat the Mavs, then I will root for OKC Thunder to win it all.
Amen.
I'll watch every game and cheer for them.
We most definitely will, and bring it to you back with our insight on Beat the Heat on Sports on the podcast.
Yes, sir.
This is Beat the Heat on Sports. Thank you for tuning in for this episode. Like and subscribe to the channel.
Yes,
comment down below what you would like to hear about on the next podcast.
Know. You can DM us on Instagram too. Go follow us on Instagram. Let us know what you want to see. If there's something you don't like, let us know too. We'll talk about it. And let us know your opinions. And then let us know what videos you want to see. We're talking about doing some more videos in person. We did that with Not Ideal a couple years ago.
Bring that back.
We're going to bring back some more of that and some more maybe on the course and maybe some baseball action for you. And then I talked to somebody this week that wants to cover some high school games locally. And so he's going to do some mic'd up players for us maybe.
Let's do it.
So I talked about bringing him on the channel and getting that on there too.
Sounds good. Sounds good to me. But this is Beat the Heat on Sports. Stay tuned. We'll catch you on the next episode.
See you, boys.
Deuces.